last few years, Heavy Spoilers has been knocking it out of the park with his spoiler-packed and funny analysis of movies, TV shows, and trailers. As of right now, he's within striking distance of 1 million subscribers, and last fall he put out a video on Squid Game, which gathered over 20 million views. I was able to interview Paul from Heavy Spoilers and ask, how did he get started on YouTube? How does he create thumbnails which attract millions of views? What's his advice for people that are getting started on YouTube, and much, much more? In part one, we're gonna hear his story about how he got started on YouTube and a few things that helped him stand out and set him up to grow on the platform.
Everything in the world that involves a skill, you're not going to be good the first time you do it. You've just got to practice, practice, practice. It's so much trial and error on YouTube. There's so many better YouTubers out there than me, but I don't think there's many that are as prepared as me.
Hey everyone, we're joined by a very special guest, Paul from Heavy Spoilers. If you're new to his channel, he has just been knocking it out of the park the last few years, and in particular over the last month, where one of his videos about Squid Game has 17 million views as of yesterday. So wait, what happened?
18 million. 18, get that right before you start the video.
Whoa. We are up to 18 million
You're disregarding
views.
1 million people there by saying that. And
That's
those
true.
are paying customers for me. They've paid my mortgage, so make sure they're included in the video.
That is very, very true. He is up to 18 million views on just one video talking about Squid Game, but his channel is just knocking it out of the park. And so I wanted to talk with him, get his YouTube story and his tips, tricks, his secrets for growing and creating content that's irresistible. And in particular, like a video that enticed 18 million people to click on it. So how are you doing today?
18 million and one people now. But yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for having me on so I can share all my secrets of how to be a world famous idiot.
That is very true. Yeah, when you do this for a living, every time you make a mistake, a lot of people see it.
Yeah, I made a big mistake at the start of that video, and I pronounced someone's name wrong throughout the entire thing. So can't bring myself to watch it. I will not be one of those people watching it.
Whew. Yeah, that is brutal when you have a video that takes off and then you see that thing you wish you'd changed about it.
Yeah, and what the commenters don't really think about is they think they're the only person who's spotted that out of however many people have watched it. And they have to tell you, they just scroll down and I'm sure you'll see the hundreds of thousands of people that have already corrected me. Yeah, so, but thank you for the input.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the first video I ever posted that got over 300,000 views, it had 3 different mistakes in it. Yeah. And one of them was a strategic mistake on my part, and then there was a couple of them of just mistakes, like editing mistakes. 300,000 people. Whew, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, and I always compare it to like my Marvel Disney Plus show videos. They'll be about 4,000 words long, and I will make a mistake in them, and people will tell me. But I always compare it to, I mean, I write it in the space of about an hour and a half, and I think, like, have these guys done an essay before where they've not made a mistake in the entire thing? You know, if you're one of those people who, you know, you get given an assignment at school and you score 100% every single time, then maybe you've got some legs to stand on. But everyone makes mistakes. No one ever gets things fully correct in any exams unless they're geniuses. So I'm doing basically an exam every day, and I will make a mistake. But thanks for pointing it out.
Well, that goes to exactly kind of what this Real Creators channel is all about, is that we're just totally normal people that kind of got lucky doing this. Yeah. And we're just like literally people in the suburbs, or I don't know specifically where you live, that if you saw us at the grocery store,
in a penthouse after this Squid Game video.
Yeah, that's right for you. Nice swanky place for you. But like we don't have like a crew of people writing things, double checking everything. We're just normal people creating daily content. When you do that, mistakes get through the cracks. And I had a person on Twitter that was messaging like, why is it that you always mispronounce all the names? And they were referring to like a very obscure character in the MCU. And I looked up the character's name, and I don't know if I just have like a very small amount of dyslexia or something, but like I switch letters, and I'll switch D's and THs and very frequently, like, and I get stuck on the wrong pronunciation, like Hayworth from WandaVision. I still don't know which his name is because I said it wrong in my videos.
Yeah, I hope it is, because I've just got it wrong as well.
but I said it wrong, and I just kept saying it wrong, and then people corrected me, and then every time I would think about it, I'd go, which one is it? And I can't remember, even though I know I'm getting it wrong.
Yeah, I'm the same with Jared Leto and Scarlett Johansson. I can never remember if it's Scarlett Johansson or Scarlett Johansson, and I always take a gamble on it.
Yeah.
But you can hear these things thousands and thousands of times, and you'll still get them wrong. And my Dune video that I just dropped, the pronunciation in that is probably terrible. And I've heard the words. Yeah. I know the words, but I just can't remember them. Like, there was Tenet, Priya was in that. I kept calling her Priya, but I had watched the movie and knew the name. You just forget this stuff, yeah. So it sucks, and people will tell you. Millions of them will tell you. If
you'd really seen this, if you really knew what you were talking about, you would know it's this. Like, right.
And the thing is, the sound design on Tenet was terrible. So they were lucky I even got the first letter right.
Right. So with all that said, thank you so much for joining me and talking with me. It's always great to hear other creators' stories and their insights, in particular where you've had a lot of success. And so I would love to just learn from that. But I wanted to start with kind of your story, because I don't really know much about your story at all. And I would kind of love to hear... where did your love for nerdy things come from? What were you doing before YouTube? How'd you get started on YouTube? And then where did kind of the success come along the way?
Well, I was born in 1988. So I went to university. I did music production, and then came out of that and realized there wasn't many jobs going in being a professional rock star. So I started working in a call center, and it was just absolutely soul destroying. And I just thought, if I don't get out of here, I'm just going to waste. I was wasting so much time every day, traveling to work, sitting there for 8 hours a day, just ringing people. And I thought, social media was something I'd always been interested in. So I reached out to a lot of companies and said, I'll do your social media for free for the next 3 months, just to get some experience on my CV. So I started doing that, and then there was a graduate apprenticeship scheme which was looking for people in web development. So basically, the university would pay for someone to hire someone to do work for them. So I went and did this website development thing, and I picked it up really fast. Learned how to build websites, and then I've just always been a massive fan of Batman and Batman comics. I pretty much own every Batman graphic novel. And I thought, you know what? The world wants to hear... Oh, actually, no. My friend started a website called One Day Retro, and they were reviewing movies and things at the time. And I was like... He'd seen me talking about, well, I'll run your social media for free. And he was like, well, we're doing this website, and if you want to contribute to that, then that's absolutely fine. So I started reviewing the Batman graphic novels. And something you might know if you follow my channel... I tend to do more content than I probably should. And I was writing about 5 reviews for them a day, every single day. And they were like, we don't really have the time to keep up with this. Because they had to get someone to check over everything and so on. So I just thought I'll start my own website and put them on that. So I started building a website, doing all the Batman graphic novels reviewed, that sort of thing. And then Batman v Superman dropped, the extended cut. And I thought, I'll do a YouTube video on it. Just played Arkham Knight, had my headset on, talked over the top of it, very low quality, but it got 6,000 views overnight. And I was like, well, all right, I'm a celebrity now. So I started, the website was doing all right. It was getting about 30 views a day. But
what month was that you posted the video?
The Batman v Superman one. Yeah. It was when the extended edition came out. So everyone kind of had mixed feelings about Batman v Superman. And then when the extended edition came out, people were like, well, do I want to revisit this movie? Because I've already, not many people like the theatrical cut. I didn't like it. And then I was coming out saying, look, I'm a massive Batman fan, got a big Batman website. I think the movie was terrible, but now they've fixed it and I really enjoy it. So people were obviously interested in that topic.
Yeah.
And, my website was getting 30 hits a day. This got 6,000 views overnight. And I realized, hey, this is kind of the thing to do. Now, it took me about 2 years before the channel got anywhere.
Just to pause right there. The reason I asked that is both the timeline of that's within a month or two when I started my channel.
Yeah.
And prior to starting my channel, I'd done some different blogging things and had the exact same thoughts of if I'm lucky, if I share it everywhere I can on social media, I get 100 views. And then I was on YouTube for 2 weeks and had this Star Trek ranking I did got thousands of views, and I was like, okay, I think I see where the success is at here, and then headed that's where YouTube came from. Is both of the two things you just said, the timeline as well as the looking at writing versus YouTube. That's my story too. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So the company I was working for on the website, they ended up shutting down. So I lost the job there. But then I applied. I've obviously been doing website design and also graphic design for the graphics on the website. And then this job at a coffin factory came up that was looking for a website developer who had Photoshop skills. So I basically was the perfect person for that. Did that for a year. And then I started working for another website company working from home. And working from home, it was just, I was saving 3 hours a day, not traveling. And in those 3 hours, I made YouTube videos, and it just kind of steamrolled from there, really. But because I worked on social media, on websites, on graphic design, and also on videos in my spare time, it kind of all created this sort of perfect collage of a person for YouTube. Because when you're a YouTuber, you need to be world-class level in a lot of skills. And that is, if you really want to do well, you have to work really hard to get your stuff to a point where it is considered as something that YouTube are going to rank at the top of a search. And to do that, you've just got to practice. It's so much trial and error on YouTube. And if you watch my earlier videos, they're really different to what I'm putting out now. Just my delivery, the sound, the way the thumbnails look, the way the videos are edited. Everything has improved, and YouTube is just sort of about, figuring out in your head what works for you, what are you able to do, how can you hone in on that skill and really push it to the next level where people are going to see it and go, well, this guy is good at what he does. Not everyone's going to think that, and there's still going to be people who think you're a horrible person who should never be allowed to review movies. But, as long as you can convince enough people, hopefully 18 million for you, that you're good at what you do, they'll stick around and watch your other stuff. It's just sort of about casting a net as wide as you can, because if you put one video out and 10 people watch it, okay, that's not, you're not going to make a career out of that. If you put 1,000 videos out and 10 people all watch those 1,000 videos, that's going to generate some money for you to at least be comfortable.
To pause a little bit.
Sorry, yeah.
Pause a little bit on what you kind of said there of that idea of having a set of skills kind of going into it, because there's a lot of elements to YouTube. That's my background's quite different. I was coming from a church setting, but I was over the communication and talked to the teenagers every week. So speaking and trying to engage people, I'm a talking head channel. That's what I do. And then I edited videos constantly. And what I did Photoshop, designed logos and all kinds of things. And it's that skill set. And I created the website for the church as well. Yeah. In which case, when I started, that's what I had been doing the previous 8 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't have like a background in marketing, but I had a lot of at-bats. It's something that gave me some starting reference point. But then to exactly what you just said, the first year of content on my channel is terrible. And then the second year, it's okay. And then around year 3, when I'd created hundreds of videos, it started to come together a little bit more. Yeah. And people frequently message me like, hey, I started a channel. Can you watch my first video and give me some feedback? Well, I can, but my feedback, if I'm being honest, will probably be
You suck.
You suck.
Yeah.
And that's not me because I'm being mean. It's
But
because
they do. They will. 100%.
But it's not because I'm trying to be mean. I don't want to be discouraging, but YouTube, it's like the first time you're riding a bike, but like 3 or 4 bikes. Because it is graphic design, it's video editing, it's talking on camera, it's having analysis, it's having something interesting to say. And those are all unique skill sets that are highly specialized, that take a lot of at-bats. You got to ride the bike a lot to get good and natural at it.
Yeah.
And so you put 100 videos out.
Everything in the world that involves a skill, you're not going to be good the first time you do it. Mm-hmm. And there will be people who've done it thousands of times that are good. And that's purely because they've done it thousands and thousands of times. Mm-hmm. You really, I mean, if you think you're going to be a big YouTuber in your first year, unless you're absolutely amazing, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's not going to be the first year. It's definitely not going to be, it might be the second towards the end of it, but a lot of it is normally a third year. Mm-hmm. And it's purely because you've stuck it out that long. I've always considered it like a sort of horse race. I mean, when we were starting out, there was so many YouTubers who started out the same time as us that have since disappeared. And I was neck and neck with so many people covering the same topics all the time. And they just stopped doing it. And because we'd fought it out for so long, I'm guessing that I just outlasted them. But because they were gone, and I'd been competing with them, I'd built up the same subscribers as them, and then they disappeared. So where are all their subscribers going to go? They're just going to come to me and do the same thing. And that's purely persistence. That's just me going, I'm not giving up. And that's why me and Chris have this amazing rivalry, because we started out the same time, did the same topics, and we're the only 2 out of the 2017 class or whatever it was who are still around. And that's just purely because I think we had each other, and we were like, I'm going to kill that guy when I catch him. I'm going to kill him. We used to hate each other. Never spoke before, but we used to hate each other. And it's quite funny looking back. But we pushed each other so much, and we're both kind of doing the same job now. And I couldn't have done it without him.
That's fun to hear. A couple quick questions on a kind of time frame for things. How long did it take you to get like 100 subscribers? How long did it take you 1,000 subscribers?
I think 100 was quite quick. Mm-hmm. I do. And then that in 1,000 was just agonizing. Mm-hmm. That was a good couple of years. I think it was, I say a good couple of years, probably 18 months. And what happened just as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I think it was maybe on about 900. And then YouTube just stopped monetizing channels with less than 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. And I passed the threshold, but because they'd implemented this new policy, they had to review so many people, and it must have taken me 6 months to get verified and start earning money. And the thing about YouTube is, once you hit 1,000 once you hit 1,000 subscribers, it's so much easier, because YouTube is now making money off you, so they're going to push your videos more. But the grind to that, when they're not making any money, they have no incentive to push your content. It's very, very demoralizing sometimes. And you will put videos out and they'll bomb, and you'll put 8 hours into them. And, you know, it's demoralizing, but it's worth fighting it out, because there'll be someone else out there who's doing the same thing. And if they give up and you persist, then you're going to be the one who makes it. You just cannot give up, ever.
Exactly. And there's a couple times you kind of mentioned some things in there, like very early in your story, you mentioned 3 months doing social media for free, persevering with all these other people that kind of were there, 18 months of not making money, 8 hours into a video that goes nowhere. That's the cost that it takes to get to the big success. And most people don't want to pay those types of costs.
Because they don't believe those costs exist when they get into it. Mm-hmm. They really don't. Everyone thinks social media is a very easy job. And it was the same thing when lockdown happened, and, you know, there was thousands of OnlyFans accounts started overnight. I don't know if we'll get demonetized mentioning OF, so I'll call it OF. But so many people started up an account, and they must have just thought, oh, well, this is easy money. And there was an article posted about how the average person who does OF makes less than someone makes in an hour working as a waiter. And it's like, yeah, this isn't an easy way to make money. It takes a long time before you will start making any money from it. and you really got to put the grind in. And a lot of people think it's so easy to do, but like I've said, you've got to be world-class level on a lot of different things if you really want to stand out. And I wouldn't even say I'm world-class level. I make loads of mistakes. My videos aren't edited amazingly, but for some reason people keep watching them. And I think it's just the all-roundedness of it, maybe, as it comes in a package. And I think a lot of it's the speed as well. I tend to get things out quite fast. Mm-hmm. Like, I might not be the best YouTuber.
There are multiple times where you've put a video out, I was like, I don't understand how he got this video out as quickly as he did with this much information and this much editing. I was like, this is remarkable.
Yeah. So, I was just about to say, there's so many better YouTubers out there than me, but I don't think there's many that are as prepared as me. Mm-hmm. And like the Hawkeye trailer, got up, read the Hawkeye graphic novel to refresh my memory, downloaded a PDF of it, legally, we'll say, cut out all of the pages from it as images. So when it comes to the video, I'm not sitting messing around skimming through a comic book looking for references. It's just boom, it's in the video because I've already cut it out. Mm-hmm. And there's things like that. I mean, I don't waste time doing intros and outros on the day. They're normally already in place, and everything's just sort of set up so I can hit the ground running as quickly as possible. And that's takes time as well. So. And
everything you just said is a perfect transition kind of into our next section on here of kind of how did you do it? Because even what you just said of like, I read it, I was already prepared before the video came out. You didn't wait until, I have it. What do I do now? How do I make something good? It's like, no, if I want this video to be awesome, what do I need to do beforehand to set myself up for success? Yeah. What needs to happen for that? And so I need to have better knowledge, better information, which is the work of this. It's easy to do what I do and sit in a chair and just spout my opinions. To actually read something, cut out the images, prep it beforehand. That's the work to do all of this that most people aren't willing to do. But that's where you actually add a bunch of value that other people aren't willing to kind of put into things.
Yeah, and that just adds to the speed. So as soon as that trailer drops, within the hour that Kevin Spoilers is dropping his breakdown. Mm-hmm. And there are people I know that because they tweet me saying, where the hell is your breakdown? It's been 10 minutes. So that has kind of given me the reputation of, being quick off the draw and, giving people that information whilst the hype's still there. So a lot of it's about being prepared on my end, kind of knowing what I'm talking about, maybe not to an expert level, but knowing enough that I can convince people I know what I'm talking about. And just the grind of it, whatever systems you can put in place to make your job easier is really what you need to do. So and you know what, people are very, very lucky now, because when we, even, a year and a half ago, we had no idea when trailers were coming out. And now you get at least 24 hours notice when a trailer's coming out. It'll be on Twitter somewhere, say, like Uncharted yesterday. Yeah, we were going to do this film this interview a day earlier, and then you told me Wednesday Uncharted is dropping, and you're like, you apologized. I was like, no problem. I need to cover that too. Yeah. And so, but like we know in advance. It used to be, oh crap, a trailer's just dropped. Better start the video now. Whereas now I'm like, right, Uncharted's dropping. Get every single clip. Chris leaked it. Well, I'm not going to throw it. Someone leaked it the other day. I've already said the guy's name, so he's in trouble. Someone leaked it the other day, and that gave me a heads up so I could prepare that part of the video. You know what I mean? It's. I knew there was going to be a plane part in the Uncharted trailer, so I got that ready for the video. And it's just using what you can. There's so many leaks at the moment, and preparing what you can. If you know a Hawkeye trailer is dropping, read the Hawkeye graphic novel. It's as easy as that. Mm-hmm. And that's how I do things so fast. Just ahead of the curve.
So there's Paul's story of how he started on YouTube and what set him up to stand out and grow on the platform. Be sure to come back next week where we're going to dive into his specific advice on how to start and grow a YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking YouTube too much.